Welcome, game and app development students, to your first game development project assignment of the course. In this one, you're going to be practicing your Unity skills by using some pre-built tools made by me to put together some more expansive and interesting levels. This project's inspired by the game Fall Guys, although there are some major differences, the main one being that this is just a single-player experience, and of course, due to time constraints, we can only integrate a few of the mechanics, definitely not all of the ones that appear in the original game. In this video here, I want you to kind of get a little overview of what's included in this prototype level. Now keep in mind, I'm showcasing this really roughly made level that just shows you all of the tools that I've built. I didn't put this together with much design thinking, and I certainly don't consider this a well-made level. That's your job as the game developer, to create the levels in ways that are playable, interesting, and themed. I'm just here to show you the tools that I've built. So let's begin the showcase. The first thing you notice is that I have a animated and movable character who can just basically move around and jump with a little bit of air control. Although, I can actually go to my player object and toggle whether or not I'm able to control in the air on or off. I can also turn off the rotation, meaning that my player can actually fall over, technically. Let's see if I do this here. Let's get hit by something and kind of topple over, and there's a bit of an element of balancing yourself that goes on if I turn and toggle these settings on or off. I'm going to keep them both on for now, because I think that control feels good for the way I want to play. I also have these walls, which are respawners. If I touch them, they respawn the player back at the start, proving to be a certain type of obstacle. I also have these spinners, which instead of teleporting me, apply a force that knocks me around. Semi-recoverable, but definitely a danger to hit. A couple different ways to impede the player's progress. I also have these switches that can be touched to spawn things, another trap set for the player to knock them around. But I can also have helpful toggles that might turn on something like this block down here, which is a teleporter that takes me to a safer high ground. Or maybe you can consider a better game mechanic to take place with the teleport system. Next up, I have these walls which block my progress. However, I programmed one of these walls to be breakable so that when I touch it, it collapses into rubble, and now I can get through to the next section, of which, well, here we see I have this balance beam seesaw platform that I can kind of walk up one edge and, oh, of course I fell off, but one edge and over to the other to kind of counterbalance it. One thing you might notice here is that I've created the ability for this wall to respawn after each time I die, so that I have to kind of remember the pattern of what things to walk through as I go. And of course I fell one more time. Let's go back and try this once more. Actually, to make this quick, I'm just going to cheat a little bit and warp myself through here just to avoid any mistakes slowing this video down anymore. You'll get to playtest this and maybe overcome my challenges better than I have. Here, I built a small trampoline, which just applies a simple upwards force to get over these obstacles a bit easier. And finally, at the end, I have the finish line, which upon touching, I do a little dance, have a little firework, effect play, and I'm teleported to the next level, which is just a basic template with the player, spawn point, and movement controls enabled for us to build on top of for our own custom levels. Your task, after you go through these videos, is to create your own series of levels the player can play through that use the tools I built, plus any of your own, the art that I've created, as well as any of your own, to make a much cooler, engaging experience. See you in the next video for the first tutorial.